risk losing everything?
Am I to understand your dreams of grandeur were just juvenile fantasies? There's no demand for now that you mature. Don't give up on all we care for. Aren't you a man of your word?
I never thought the plans we made would actually succeed. 'Cause I'm a man of my words, Brenda, and they're all that I need.
You can work with words almost anywhere, Bob. They're universal.
I feel like you're willfully misinterpreting me.
You know that I'm right. Everybody wants to work with you. My buddy down in Idle says they're adding an additional host. That could work, Bob.
Sure, for a jerk.
Or maybe theater if you're open to the opposite coast. Should I beg, Bob?
Yeah, break a leg.
Every guy like you does this. Bobby, don't say boo. 'Cause this independent horror movie wants to see you reach for the ghost. And soon you'll be the man who the great transition way outside his niche. Brings the lines with recognition. Ain't that a hell of a pitch?
I'm glad you think I'm qualified for all this trendy stuff. But I'm a man of my words, Brenda, and they're more than enough to know who's skilled. Enough to know what puzzles I can build, so lucrative or not. I'm glad with what I've got, 'cause better unemployed than unfulfilled.
And if you're unemployed, where did that put me?
I thought you said we were almost certainly getting renewed.
Almost certainly. Maybe there's a compromise.
Then I can just renounce my free will.
Not just yet, Bob. Don't you forget my first priority.
Is lending you a couple of mil?
I can dream, Bob, still were it to. So if you could just send puzzle as discussed.
Brenda!
My friend who thinks you're perfect for an upwards hawk is looking to fill.
I'm not sending
You
anyone.
have a chance to show them how to play. Blow them all away.
Not my main concern.
The world would solve your puzzles every single day.
I guess that doesn't sound so good.
This is what we always used to talk about. A book that goes this
It's worth the work to keep.
You're sure to hit your stride when I am by your side. 'Cause you're a man of your word.
I'm a man of my words.
You're a man of your word.
I'm a man of my words.
You're a man of your words. And I belong for the ride. I'm gonna get up at 30 one of these days, Bob Otto.
And that's a day I look forward to.
Excuse us, handsome.
Hi. Hello. Mr. Otto? Bob Otto. Bob. Crenshaw wants to see you, Bob.
Here we go, Bobby.
Oh, I'm really sorry, but Crenshaw asks for Bob.
Right, I'm Bob's manager.
Oh, Crenshaw asks for just Bob.
Oh,
Brenda, I'll be fine.
fine. Right, I guess that carbon footprint was for nothing.
Brenda.
Oh, sorry, Bob. We're already late. It was great to meet you, miss.
Likewise.
Bob! Please sit. Stuart, you can head home.
Oh, I'm happy to wait outside.
Please, Stuart. Wouldn't it be nice to spend a little time outside the studio? Make some friends, take up a hobby.
Well, I've been meaning to brush up on my crosswords.
Not what I had in mind, but it'll have to do. Go brush up at home. Thanks.
Let me know if you need any pointers. Such a mensch.
More of a boyish. And we are not here to talk about Stuart, Bob.
I didn't think so. Not with the whole team here. Hi, guys. Brenda told me I got an email, so I figured this might be important.
Brenda? Is she here in the studio?
Yeah, she's planning on attending this.
Sticking her nose where it doesn't belong, as usual. Can I tell you a secret, Bob? Marianne, Mike, is it all right if I share a quick secret with Bob? Okay, then cover your ears and say la 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 la. I get the feeling that your manager doesn't like me very much because I think that she thinks that my job should be her job, that she deserves it more than I do, which she doesn't. But that's my suspicion. My secret little suspicion. Have I ever told you my philosophy of dreams?
I don't think so.
They don't always come true. And Brenda's dreams never will. Because despite what she believes, this show is not hers. And it never will be. So if you could maybe stop asking her to come around as often as she does, I would appreciate it. That's plenty, thank you.
What exactly is this meeting for?
Well, thank you for asking that. You keep me honest. I'm asking him for a meeting, and you want to know what it's for. I respect that. And I'm sorry to say that it's not good news.
What? What is it?
Oh, frankly, this was inevitable. It was just a matter of when. And after seeing the numbers for the last few weeks, we have our answer. It's now.
What?
I'm sure you must have noticed that the ratings have been falling short.
No one.
Well, the execs did, because yesterday they called us after looking at the latest report. They wanted answers.
We didn't have any.
In short, we're screwed. Unless we're shrewd. And luckily, there's something we've assembled at last resort. Super Sudoku's off comical drama a few years back, but they managed to turn things around. And if those idiots can do it, so can we.
Got a couple cheers that'll help to make the show feel new.
But every single change depends on you.
The show is smart, and that's a start. But now we gotta make it so the dummies can enjoy it too.
I don't think I understand.
Oh, it's simple. I can practically see it. Can you? Picture a brand new game with popular appeal. Give it a brand new name, but with the same authentic feel. 'Cause we're on the verge of a rating surge, and we'll do whatever it takes to reemerge.
Well, a new name? I thought you said the changes wouldn't be drastic.
They won't be.
Our only real concern is the contestants.
The contestants are the backbone of the show. I mean, Patrice just had one of the longest runs in Word Nerd history.
And all through that run, the ratings
They're
plummeted.
great players. Nobody's denying that.
Then what's the problem?
In terms of affability, we've entered an extended track.
It's friendlier faces.
The trouble is the qualities the casting people use when they staff.
Only the best puzzlers make it. And guess what?
They're all such squares that no one cares.
Glad we made it so the playing field was leveled out.
We'll tell Kathy from casting to forget about the practice test.
And we'll let the contestants see the puzzles a little early, leading to big results in the ratings.
It's what Super Sudoku has been doing for years.
Picture a brand new crew of players with panache, bringing brand new viewers and brand new walls of cash. The execs will smile when we make the pile, and we'll do whatever it takes to try what I'll admit might be a huge mistake.
say no. He won't say no. He won't say no.
Rich, I'm so sorry. I had a meeting with Crenshaw I totally forgot about. I feel terrible.
I'm just glad you didn't forget about me.
Where are we getting dinner? Sorry, where are we going out to dinner? Are we only getting it?
Is there a difference?
I think not.
What happened in the meeting?
Nothing much.
Come on, Bob. We've been working together for 10 years. I can tell when something's on your mind.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, it's not me, is it? Because if I've overstepped any boundaries...
Rich, how do you feel about cheating?
Cheating?
It's unforgivable, right?
I didn't think that we were...
Crenshaw wants me to let the contestants cheat.
Oh.
She says it's the only way to save the ratings. She and Mike and Marianne have already figured the whole thing out. I'm not really sure how I can say no.
Bob, if you don't agree with something, you can't just stand by and watch it happen.
Well, it's easy for you to say. I mean, if Word Nerd were canceled, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. You, unforgivable, could work anywhere.
Are you kidding? You know how I got here.
Sure, I was there for your interview.
No, I mean out here. This is the last place I expected to end up. I went to school for mechanical engineering. 4 years of hell. But 4 years that coincided with a renaissance in British period dramas. Atonement, the King's Speech, Downton Abbey. What started as an escape from linear algebra turned into an obsession. My classes were all theoretical, but these people and their costumes were real. So, after graduation, this was all I could think to do. Headed to LA, certain that I have offers left and right. I shouldn't need to say it wasn't quite my year. And the actors at the few gigs I did all asked me, kid, why are you here? Just go home, Rich. Use your brain. Head back home, Rich. And they'll explain why you need formal training. I had 3 months left in my lease, but then, against all odds, I booked the inaugural season of a new game show.
Well, you interviewed very well.
Thanks. It was nice to finally sign a contract, but Word Nerd wasn't exactly Downton Abbey. Thought I'd be above work in a gig so shamelessly contrived, but soon began to love that everything was real. And with every week I learned something new. My point of view shifted and grew. What did I feel? I was home, Bob. Who'd have guessed this was home, Bob, where each contestant got to look their best. Well, their second best, 'cause I always dressed The show means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But it doesn't mean anything if your heart isn't in it. The show is you, Bob.
Thank you.
Do you want to go out to dinner another night? I can tell you've got a lot on your mind.
Rich, I'm so...
It's all right, Bob. Really.
Thank you. Listen, this show means the world to me, and I can't imagine what life would be like without it. But I can't feel at home here unless I know we're doing things the right way. I don't know how the execs are going to react, but it honestly doesn't matter because that's my final answer.
Robert Otto, you son of a gun. Don't sweat it. We found everybody's favorite PA lingering outside the hallway, and he pitched us an idea to boost the ratings that'll be
Far more effective than that other totally ridiculous plan. We think this will be what makes us.
Really?
We're gonna do
A live show! Isn't that brilliant?
Live? And you still want me to host?
What would Werner be without its title character? We've got a few details to hammer out and run by the execs. We'll fill you in as soon as everything is confirmed.
Sure, whatever works. Stuart, fantastic job. You all had me nervous there for a minute.
But now you have nothing to worry about.
We'll see you next week.
And when they ask you about building puzzles,
I will be brief.
great.
As brief as possible, considering the complex nature of puzzle construction.
That sounds like code for excruciatingly long.
It could fill up a whole 30 minutes.
Right, and you're going to lose them in 30 seconds if you get too technical. This is live, Bob. Prime time, broad appeal.
You sound like Crenshaw.
No, you sound like me. And I'm not the one who agreed to a live broadcast without checking with my manager.
There was no time, and you know I can't think on my feet when I'm under that much pressure.
Right, Bobby, which is why I should have been there. How am I supposed to help you when I can't even get Crenshaw to let me into the meetings? I'm giving you 110% here, and what am I getting? Look, who's back?
I'm sorry.
Who died?
Well, no one, hopefully. But Crenshaw told me that the reporter who was supposed to do the interview had to have an emergency boardroom. So she asked me to fill in. Apparently everything I need to say will just be up on the teleprompter.
That's assuming you can read.
You'll do great, Stuart. You're very good at asking questions.
Now just add a couple million people into the mix. No biggie.
Do you have the puzzles for tonight? Crenshaw told me that the reporter who was supposed to do the interview had to have an emergency boardroom. So she asked me to fill in. Any advice? Apparently everything I need to say or other will be up on the teleprompter.
I'm just giving you a hard time. You ready?
Well, I guess so.
You look ready.
Oh, thanks. You look,
Fantastic. Here we are.
Oh, God. We're almost out of time. Just hold on to those for now. Oh, and there's one more thing. Crenshaw says she wants to cut the contestant intro. Any advice? Yeah, we'll just go from the interview directly into the game. It's supposed to help hold the audience's attention, I guess. You know, with the new format and everything. Oh, thanks.
Okay, whatever it takes. Fantastic. Here we are.
Hey,
Oh,
you're gonna do great.
We're almost out of time.
I hope so.
Hold on to those
I know
for
so.
now.
I love you.
Oh, and there's one more thing.
We're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hold the audience's attention. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning into the first ever live broadcast of Word Nerd. I'm Stuart Olson, and I'm the man here. The man here with me needs no introduction. He's Bob Otto, the show's host since its inception, and by his own admission, America's second favorite cruciverbalist. Which is just a fancy word that means for people who design crossword puzzles. Bob, let's turn back time for a moment. How did you get your start hosting Word Introduction?
Well, Stuart, that's a fantastic question. So well articulated. I've always been a bit of a puzzle. At least that's what my psychiatrist tells me. The first time I ever took a spelling test, I finished faster than anybody else. So I just sat there, figuring out which other words I could make from the same letters. I mean, graduation morphed into out in drag. Christmas worked into Trim's cash, and chemistry became shit, we cry. My grammar needed a bit of improvement, but my teacher, Miss Norman, was pretty impressed with my affinity for words. She started giving me worksheets from this book of puzzles, and that's how I discovered crosswords. By the time I got to high school, I started writing puzzles for the Akron Beacon Journal, and after graduation, they brought me on full-time. My puzzles were syndicated to some other papers in Ohio, which got me some national attention, and that's when I made my way out here and pitched the show.
And you write all the puzzles we see on Word Nerd yourself?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, how do you manage that? My experience is pretty limited, but I do know there's barely enough time in a week to write one puzzle, let alone 3. What's your secret?
There's no secret, really. It's just all I know how to do.
But maybe for the sake of aspiring puzzlers out there, you could give us a window into your approach. I'm sure you've developed your own unique philosophy of classification. My experience is
That
pretty limited,
I have.
but I do know there's...
I've sometimes heard it said that building crosswords is an art, a claim with which I'm eager to engage. Since even if a puzzle comes from deep within your heart, you're still just filling boxes on a page.
That's it?
That's it. But you'll also hear the counterclaim delivered with defiance that since it can be formalized with ease, the work of cruciverbalists is actually a science, though I think you'll find that Feynman disagrees.
Fine.
So, after years of practice, what I found is something you could call a middle ground. And though it seems subjective, I'm now of the perspective it's not an art or science like they claim. So in answering your query, I'm inclined to share my theory that it's best to take it seriously only when you must, because you'll trust it's just a game. Of course, there are still a few steps you might want to follow, especially if you're just starting off. Your theme comes first, a clever little set you know will go together. They're interspersed, but have to be symmetrically arranged, so whether flipped around or not, you see the free 2/3 will fit the set of words you've got. So, for instance, maybe your theme is metals. You find 2 phrases of the same length, like silver lining and gold standard, both 12 letters. Place them symmetrically, and then do the same for the rest of your longer theme words. And then the fill, with lots of other smaller words you need to think of. By force of will, you'll nearly get them all until you're on the brink of cruciverbal bliss. You say some whispered prayers, you're on your last few squares, and just your luck, so you're somehow stuck. Who cares? 'Cause it's just a game that anyone can play. It's just a game. So all I can say is even if it seems insurmountable, hide your pride and set aside your shame. 'Cause it's just a game. Sometimes, when you get stuck on the fill, you need to rework the whole corner, or even the whole puzzle. When that happens, you shake it off, and you start again, because nothing feels better than when it finally clicks into place. And then the clues, you want to get a subtle hint that's not distressing, but when you choose, you gotta know which one will work to keep them guessing. Which of all the ways you screw a phrase or word with things you think they've heard. So don't feel bad if it's just a tad absurd. 'Cause it's just a game. It means it might be tough. It's just a game. Which might mean enough that if you make it daunting but doable, every player starts to say your name. But it's just a game. And that's the reason I've enjoyed it from the start. The perfect puzzle makes the player feel they're smart. And that's the goal of every single episode I've done. I keep heading forwards, always spreading more words, not forgetting the fun. It's just a game where everyone will win. It's just a game never quite the same, 'cause it's just a game.
Watching when I say how lucky we are to have witnessed a masterclass in crossword puzzle construction. I have to ask, did you take the same approach building tonight's puzzles?
After so many years, it's really become second nature to me. Of course, I knew we'd have a great audience tonight, so I did what I could to ensure these puzzles would be the best of the best.
And you have those puzzles in your hand right now, isn't that correct?
I sure do, but no peeking.
Of course not. Now, to give those of you in the audience a little window into how we do things here at Word, Bob typically hands the puzzles off to the graphics team just before the show begins. That way, there's no chance that anyone else could look at or tamper with the puzzles ahead of time. Is that right, Bob? And you have those
That's right.
in your hand. Well, that's all the time we have for our interview, folks. So you know what that means. It's time to solve some puzzles. I've been Stuart Olson, and give it up for your host, once again, Bob Otto.
Thank you all, thank you, and welcome to tonight's very special episode of Word Nerd. If that interview was any indication, we have some spectacular puzzles for you tonight. But first, right? Sorry, folks, still getting adjusted we'll actually begin playing at this very moment. Returning viewers will remember Cynthia from last week. Let's also welcome Nicole and Oliver, our two new competitors. Sorry, folks, I never forget a name, but I never learned yours to begin with. So, let's not waste any more time because we have got a game to play. Still getting adjusted. Cynthia, as our returning champion, you'll have the honor of selecting the first clue of round one. Let's take a look at our options up on the board. Wait a minute.
Not so fast! That ain't your puzzle!
I'm sorry, there must be some sort of mistake.
No mistake, looky here. And to think I respected you, Bob.
Jed, Cynthia, what are you doing here?
Howdy, folks. For those of y'all uninformed, my name is Jed Numbers, and I'm the proud host of Super Sudoku. I was just popping by the studio on account of having left my hat here. I found it in Bob Otto's office, and while I was looking, I discovered these 3 newspapers with the crosswords cut out. Irrefutable evidence that old Bobo here is taking other people's puzzles and passing them off as his own.
What? No.
Then why have you got the papers, Bob?
Got lots of papers. I have to keep up with the developments in the considerable world, but I would never steal a puzzle.
Is that so? Well, I went and I Googled the answer keys for these missing puzzles from your office. Let's see if they match up. Here we are. 18 down. Ascot. That's more than a lucky guess, Bobo. Reckon we should go for 2?
That's not my puzzle.
You're telling me. Let's see. 9 across. Runyon. How about 14 down? Barcelona.
I don't understand.
I'm just lucky I got the call, left my hat here. Or else I may never discover the sad truth. Bob Otto is a puzzle stealer.
No.
Are any of the puzzles ever yours, Bob?
Well, of course they are. They all are. It's just, well, I can't. I heard contestants on Super Sudoku cheat.
Stupid and that low. Who are you to point fingers? I can look again to imagine how many puzzles you must have stolen in your lifetime. Why'd you do it?
Don't say anything else, Bobby.
Oh, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
And that right there is exactly the problem. If any of y'all kind of folks would like to see an honest game show, then I recommend tuning in to Super Sudoku starring yours truly.
Why haven't we cut to commercial? Red Josh, should we cut?
It wasn't me. I don't know what happened.
For Christ's sake, cut to commercial!
Cut!
Who could know after so many years the show was only a sham? I can't believe it.
All of the puzzles were pilfered from peers in Bob's elaborate scam.
He's a person we implicitly trusted.
With a narrative we all embraced.
But now we've learned the truth from this crucible sleuth that our trust in you Whatever you're gonna tell me, stop writing your own puzzles.
Crenshaw, I don't even...
Shut it.
Sulking, Brenda? My rival tampered with my puzzles, Crenshaw fired me, the network canceled the show, and now the entire world is convinced I'm a thief. What should I be doing?
You should be keeping your head up because we're going to figure out what happened with the live show.
Really?
And we're going to clear your name.
Okay.
And we're going to get you and Wordner back on the air.
Fantastic.
Just not right away.
Why not?
Have you been on Twitter this week? You unplugged your phone. Well, you're all over Twitter.
Is that the one with the dances?
No. But you're all over that one too. The thing is, people on social media like to jump to conclusions, and the evidence isn't exactly in your favor.
Fabricated evidence?
No, the teenagers on Crossword Talk don't know that, Bob.
Crossword Talk.
Have you been on Twitter this week? Luckily, the internet has a notably short attention span, so they'll calm down in a couple of weeks, which means we have enough time to talk to Crenshaw and get things back to normal. But in the meantime, we need to do whatever we can to build back your credibility.
And how do you expect to do that?
Believe it or not, you're on hot ticket right now. I've been getting calls left and right from people who want to work with you.
I thought I was canceled.
Any publicity is good publicity, Bob. And lots of places need a boost however they can get it. But don't worry. Once we get your smiling face back into the public sphere, even the harshest critics will remember why they loved you in a heartbeat. We'll work on the smile.
I don't know, Brenda. I think I might be cursed.
Cursed, canceled, those are just words, Bob. They don't mean anything unless you like them. Life got you down, get off the couch, Bob, because it's all too much to bear.
Yes.
Turn up your frown, shake off your slouch, Bobby, and pretend you just don't care. Hide your pride and fake until you make it. If you're cursed, then now's the chance to break it. Screw the scandal, you can handle heat.
I'm not sure I can handle anything right now.
Bobby, are you kidding me? Nothing's impossible when you got the wholehearted support of the world's toughest manager.
Yeah, who so happens to be stuck with its least employable client.
Could be you're right, could be you're screwed, Bobby, and you just can't catch a break.
Yup.
But I've seen the light and I conclude, Bobby, it's a chance you have to take. All you need is something to invest in. Words aren't all you're bound to be the best in. Come lay claim to the song you came to be. Back on your feet. Welcome,
Just let me decide which words to use, okay? Welcome to Jardo's Place, Mr. Autumn. We're all so happy to have you here with us on the show today.
Thank you, Jardo. It's a pleasure to be here.
Is it true you're a professional puzzle maker?
Yes, although the technical term is actually cruciverbalist. Can you say cruciverbalist?
Nope, we're done.
Brenda!
Still lots of kinks for work, but that's always how these go. You're still not a jinx, you need to doubt, Bob, because we'll find a different show. Take these chances, show them what you're made of. Nothing's changed, so what are you afraid of? Sure, it's shitty, but you're still pretty. Back on your feet, that's where you'll be found. Back on your feet, just wait and see. Back on your feet.
Going into the final, the Draft Dodgers are in the lead with 2 points, while the Toenail Flippers are trailing just behind with 1 point. Now it all comes down to this moment.
Dude, your questions are way too hard.
Well, there's something to be said.
Yeah, this trivia sucks. And we're winning.
Well, maybe if you were all a little less intoxicated.
We're at a bar.
Putting those objections aside, the first team to answer the final question will claim the victory. Counting backwards from Z, what 21st letter of the English alphabet?
F you, Bob Otto.
Brenda!
Oh, that was the bus at least, but it doesn't mean we're through. You'll readjust, you'll recommit, cause it's all there's left to do. Still, I feel good, offers on the table. Double down and take them while you're able. Time to prove you're still a little stable, cause sure the show is cancelled. A show we both have to do. But breaking from this transformed to a life reward. One that goes this deep.
Is worth the word to keep.
Take the lead.
Stop the moping.
Still achieve your
Stop the
dreams.
hoping.
Just have to leave your seat. Back on your feet. Computers don't need a word. Back on your feet. You don't stop our kids alphabetically. Back on your feet.
Yes, it was fascinating, Mr. Otto.
Back on your feet.
Well, I'm not sure that crucifixion really constitutes a crossword.
Brenda!
Back on your feet. Bob Otto, I'll be frank. I think you may be trying to get fired from some of these jobs.
What's the point, Brenda? I'm clearly incapable of working on anything other than word nerd. I'm a one-trick pony.
Well, you haven't reached the Blue Factory yet, Bob, and I've got a lot riding on this race.
Whose fault is that?
What?
Nothing.
Look, Bob, I need you to be totally honest with me about something.
Of course.
We'll get through it no matter what, but
What's the point, Brenda?
I have to know.
Incapable.
Did you steal those puzzles?
Brenda, what?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob. I really should take this. You've got Brenda?
Are you kidding?
Okay.
Of course I didn't steal the puzzles.
Oh, and why are you telling me?
How can you ask that?
Are you serious?
Why is this call so important?
But I have some time to think it over.
Brenda, talk to me, please. Brenda.
Yes, it's worked. I'll talk to you then. I'm sorry, Bob. I really should take this. That was Crenshaw. You've got Brenda?
Are you kidding? Crenshaw, is
Okay.
the show coming back?
Sort of. They're calling it Word Whiz.
Word whiz. They didn't think to not buy me, at least.
And it's going to be broadcast live.
Oh, because that worked out so well the last time. Whatever. You were right, Brenda. It was only a matter of time before they asked me to come back.
Crenshaw. She didn't ask for you. She wants me.
And who's gonna host?
What's important is that one of us will be on the
Oh,
inside.
hold on. You can't work on that show.
Whatever.
Listen,
You were right, Brenda.
Bobby, this is exactly the opportunity we were looking for. I could take this chance to figure out exactly what went wrong with Jed and then fight for you to get back in.
Fight for me? Are you serious? After accusing me of stealing puzzles? Besides, do you really think they're gonna let some PA have a say in who gets to host?
Why did you assume I'd be a PA?
You can't work on that show.
Brenda, you know as well as I do that Crenshaw isn't exactly your biggest fan.
Well, she's promoting Mike and offered me his old job. Line producer.
Fight for me.
So maybe it was you she didn't like.
And you really think some temporary title means you're gonna have the power to get me back on? Either you're lying to yourself or you're lying to me, and honestly, I don't know what's worse.
Bobby, you're not listening to me.
No, I'm hearing every word. Guess you really need a boost of self-esteem to accept an offer as a stand-in, ready to abandon your convictions of the past. After all that we'd accomplished as a team, I assumed we'd leave the show as equals. Now the sequel's here, and my part gets recast. And I recognize you're not the reason that the fans won't face me. Come next season, you might just replace me. And I can barely comprehend that I'm talking to a friend, but I guess that's at an end, so Brenda, do what you want.
What I want? Do you think that's what this is about? Because by my recollection, I spent 10 years putting my wants on the back burner, only for you to scoff at every opportunity I find you. Do you really think that's what I wanted?
Brenda!
Give 110% and I get this, then I guess I'll take my 10% back. All the time I spent with them just waiting in the wings. Guess it's easier to fun than this when you get to rattle off each riddle. Second middle just means plucking fucking strength with a player who was on the bench all seasons. Now the starter. Am I my Crenshaw? You break the and I'll admit it was macabre how she threw you to the mob, but she's offering a job, so Bobby, do what you want.
Can't you see she's just using me?
And what have you been doing?
This was supposed to be a partnership.
Yeah, 50-50. I do all the work, and you get all the credit. Is something funny to you?
Don't get me wrong, you make demands maybe, but our jobs are not the same. Tag along, shake some hands maybe, but I host the goddamn game. It seems to me you still don't know how desperately I need this show. You had one good idea 10 years ago. You have to let go of the past.
Is something funny to you? You're right, Bob. Hey, I thought about it. Easiest decision of my life. I'm in.
My mind is reeling with the words I've spoken. I can't help feeling that I'm somehow broken. Cause our partnership is done in the middle of its run, so I guess I'll have to wonder,
Easiest decision of my
what
life.
do you want?
I'm in.
Join us next week for Word Whiz, the competitive crossword game show hosted by everyone's favorite newcomer, Stuart Olson. Until then, enjoy the Super Sudoku Marathon, resuming after.
Brenda, you might have mentioned the new host was Stuart.
It's not Brenda.
Rich? Richard, Ricky. Oh. What are you doing here?
I hadn't heard from you. I thought you might want me. Bob, are you okay?
It wasn't Jed who set me up, Rich. It was Stuart.
Stuart?
Think about it, Rich. The live show was his idea. He knew it was the only way I'd ever slip up, and he deliberately threw me off my game. I've spent all this time wondering how Jed tampered with the puzzles, but Stuart had them there, in his hands, and he's the one who switched out the envelopes. I'm pretty sure he planted those papers in my office and called Jed about his hat.
Why would Stuart want to get you fired?
Because now he gets to be the host of the new and improved with Word Whiz. That was the missing piece of the puzzle.
Crenshaw called me this morning about coming in tomorrow to take measurements for a new suit. I just assumed it was for her. So that means I'm working on the new show.
So is my ex.
What?
My ex-manager, Brenda.
Brenda's working on Word Whiz without you?
She thought she could convince Crenshaw to bring me back on. Honestly, she can be so naive.
Probably right. Until this whole situation blows over, I'll doubt they'll put you on the show.
Rich, you're a genius.
What?
That's my way in, what you just said.
That they won't put you on the show? I was just trying to be realistic.
But maybe it's time to get unrealistic.
I think I'm missing something.
They won't put me on the show, which has me wondering if there might be somebody different I could be on the show, who has a voice they can't ignore. While you're working with Stuart's new look, you can also make one for me, a disguise. That way I can sneak onto the show as a competitor and nobody will be the wiser.
Are you sure you've thought this through?
That's just the start of the plan. But if the friends I've amassed, including Kathy from casting, are a part of the plan, then I can earn the highest score, and I'll restore my former goal. You can also make one for me, a disguise. That way I can sneak onto the show as a competitor, and nobody will be the wiser.
Are you sure you've thought this through?
That's just the start of the plan. But if the friends I've amassed, including Kathy from casting, are a part of the plan, then I can earn the highest score, and I'll restore my former glory once I do. And even if the takeover takes, I'll have a makeover thanks to you. You don't have to guarantee me you'll defend me from the horde, since they'll never even see me as a threat. And the outcome will redeem me when I fly across the board, 'cause you better believe I'll get the last word.
I have a few things in my car that could work.
You know, Brenda, I always see a little bit of myself in you. Have I ever told you my philosophy on dreams? I don't think so. Sometimes they come true. You're finally a producer, and Stuart is about to become America's favorite herbalist. It was always second favorite.
I'll probably be the least favorite. I can't write puzzles like Bob.
He's not exactly the genius everyone thinks he is, Stuart. The show will go on without him. Brenda, I'm shocked and a little excited to hear you say that. You're absolutely right. We don't have fun anymore, and if the puzzles are worse, at least we're not at the mercy of the snob anymore. You can say there won't be ours, at least your bouts of nagging those will disappear. 'Cause now you're here, and it's time you put behind you your obscure supporting role, which I hardly need remind you. Second, the first episode of Word Whiz is less cool. Speaking of which, why are you still here, Stuart? Do you know you've got a lot of brushing up to do? She offered me my spot on the reinvented run. I was thrilled until I got back to the set. 'Cause the only one who's not back is the one who made it fun. But the run isn't over yet, so I'm ready to take a bet. Give the summer away to get
Bonjour!
the last word.
Crossword by Gear, like the mask. I love it. Again, I'm Viviana. I'm the director. I'm so proud of all these people. I just want to say that was Act 1 of the new musical Word Nerd. And if you want to see what happens next, you should come see it in New Haven. It's not that far away. You are welcome to come see it. We're going to be performing on April 22nd, 23rd, 29th, and 27th and 29th. So I'll stick around if anyone wants information about tickets, if you're curious about what happens to Bob dressed as a Frenchman. It contains many more crossword references, many more puns, and at least one Will Shortz joke, I promise. So please come see it. Thank you all so much.
We're setting more chairs up.
Double down in the process of writing this show. No fire.
Like cheering for a loser? Oh my God.